and your ability to go out and socialize, you're missing out on great times and good people. So like I mentioned, social anxiety is this fear, this irrational fear that you are going to embarrass yourself or you are going to be scrutinized so intensely that it's unbearable. All right, and you know, in your rational mind, you know that people really aren't being as harsh as you think they or feel that they are about you, but you can't help it. Common social anxiety triggers are things like meeting new people, being the center of attention, making small talk, public speaking, being called out in class. But it can also be triggered by things like eating in public, going out on a date, or even using a public restroom. Nobody likes using a public restroom. Does this mean you have social anxiety? All right, and getting nervous when you get up in front of an audience or you go to a party and you're around people you don't know. Does this mean that you have social anxiety? No. All right, social anxiety is much more intense. Like we talked about, nervousness and being a little uneasy in new situations, perfectly normal. But if this anxiety is preventing you from doing things, then there's something that needs to be done about it. Some warning signs that you may be experiencing some degree of social anxiety, because here's the thing, there are varying degrees. Some people have it mildly, other people have it pretty substantially. But if you stress out and are anxious about doing everyday things, you may have a little bit of social anxiety. If you worry intensely for days, weeks, months leading up to a specific event, then you may experience some social anxiety. If you feel like you are constantly being judged, or you worry that other people are picking you apart all the time, you may be experiencing some social anxiety. There are some behavioral symptoms as well. Like when you get invited to some place, do you sort of just decide, no, I'm not going to go even though you got nothing else to do? Or do you feel compelled or the need to bring a friend with you? Or are you the type of person that stands in the background off, tries not to talk or say anything, just don't mind me, I'm just here? Or do you drink prior to going? If you said yes to any one of those things, or you do it consistently, then chances are you do have a degree of social anxiety. So now let's talk about how to get it in check. Tip number 1 is challenge your own negative thoughts, because that's one of the things. When people have and experience social anxiety, they got all these negative thoughts going on in their head, right? You're not going to be good enough. You're going to screw this up. You might not be liked. Challenge it. Don't just accept it, all right? Well, why won't people like me? Can't come up with anything. Or maybe I'll say something stupid. Well, what will you say? Or maybe I won't have anything to say and people are going to think I'm boring. Well, why won't you have anything to say? Think of something before. Challenge the negative thoughts. Don't just let them just play, because when they go unchecked, Jack, things get out of hand and you start to believe them, all right? Challenge them, all right? They are negative ideas, they are negative thoughts, but you don't have to let them rule you. Tip number 2 is learn to control your breathing. In through the nose, out through the mouth, all right? Because when we get nervous, it's short little breaths. And these short little breaths, all right, they cause us to be more anxious than we actually may be or need to be, all right? By practicing, learning, and adopting some relaxation techniques or some deep breathing exercises and just chill, slow your roll, just center yourself. Calm down, all right? You're going to see yourself relaxing. You're going to feel a bit better. It's going to be easier. And tip number 3 is face your fear, all right? If you're the person that is never going out because you're scared to actually interact, meet people, talk to people, all right, if you just are avoiding these situations, you got to be willing to be uncomfortable, all right? You've got to go. No, just right on, you are going to be uncomfortable. It's going to be awkward. You're going to feel like running away, but you've got to face the fear. If you never do, you're never going to get better. You're going to go, all right? You're going to go, you're going to hang out, you're going to talk to somebody, all right? Maybe you only stay for 10 minutes, 20 minutes, but you went. That's the big thing. Next time you go a little longer. You've got to face your fear. What you're going to learn over time is that you can do it. That nothing bad is going to happen. That people aren't looking and whispering and talking about you. It's okay. Face your fear. And if that doesn't work, all right, then you may want to try number 4, which is talk to a therapist. Go seek professional help because it's out there. A lot of times we as individuals have a very tough time basically working things out when it has to do with us. We can give great advice to other people, right? But when it comes to actively helping ourselves or being able to work the things out in our brain that we need to, sometimes we just can't do it. And so a great idea is to actually go and seek counseling. Therapists are a wonderful tool, all right? They are there, they're unbiased, they're going to, and their only job is to help you get over the issues that you're having with going out and being social. And when all that fails, there's always number 5, which is medication. There are some great medications out there to help you take the edge off, get you situated, right? You don't need to feel like this. You are not meant to feel like this. You are beautiful, special, and you deserve to have wonderful interpersonal relationships. You should be enjoying your life, going out, seeing things, doing things. But if your social anxiety is getting the best of you and causing you to have more fear than fun, gentlemen, it's time to take action. I know you can do it. It's tough, but if you take the first step, I'm sure you're going to be impressed with the way that you respond.